Hello, fellow YouTubers. This is DVD Collector 1986 here with a new video for you. It's been a while. For those of you that I'm friends with through YouTube and also through Facebook, friends with the same people, whether I'm talking about Facebook or YouTube, I've been kind of away from social media for a while, took a break, what have you. So I kind of started doing videos again. I think I've got less than 10 videos uploaded to my channel right now. But I've had some stuff going on, mostly computer related problems. There's a new version of Windows 10 that they unveiled. And unfortunately, if you have Windows 10, Microsoft forces you to download this new version of Windows 10, and it's version 1803. For those of you that know anything about computers, version 1803 of Windows 10. It's kind of quirky. It's got glitches, stuff like that. Anyway, I had a bunch of problems. My webcam wouldn't work, my microphone wouldn't work, and a few other problems, and I had to re-image my computer a couple times and make some adjustments. And long story short, I, for the most part, have resolved those issues. So now I'm able to do videos again. So with that being said, this is an impromptu video. I wasn't planning on doing a video for this, but my friend Lori Holt texted me earlier today and said, you know, you should really do a video where you talk about the Halloween movies and you rank them most favorite to least favorite and talk a little bit about each one, and stuff like that. And we were talking about the box set, the Deluxe 15 disc box set that came out a couple years ago. So I thought I would not only I'll say a little bit about each movie, give you my ranking, and then I will also delve into the box set and tell everybody that watches this video that may not be aware, most of you are, but tell you what all the special features are, what's included in the box set, what isn't, what's missing, etc. And just my general thoughts on the box set, which I never actually did a proper video for when I actually bought the box set. So this is several years overdue, but I will go ahead and I will do this. Like I said, this was a request from Lori Holt, so I hope you get to see this video, and I hope that you enjoy it. So I've went on now talking for a few minutes now, probably. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the video. I'm going to try to keep this structured as best as I can. I kind of have sort of an outline just to make sure I stay on track. So bear with me. I'm going to try my best. Okay, before I show you the box set, I want to show you, it comes with this 40-page soft cover booklet. It's got the pumpkin from the first Halloween on it, and there's no text on it or anything on the cover. And basically, it's just like an essay type thing. Got some pictures in it. They talk about the first Halloween a lot, and they go and talk about the sequels, like Halloween 2 and Halloween 3, which, even though it doesn't have Michael in it, as a movie by itself on its own, it's pretty good. Anyway, I'm not going to show all the pictures in this, but it's a 40-page booklet. So, unfortunately, Lori, this is one of the things that you don't have because this uh, came with the deluxe edition box set, and unfortunately, the only way you can get this is if you buy the deluxe edition box set. But I've read through this; it's pretty interesting. Although I will say, most of the stuff in here I already kind of knew because I'm a huge Halloween fan, but still, it's an interesting read, and but like I said, you're not missing out on a whole lot. And to tell you the truth, there's actually some typos in here as well. I don't know if they just missed the typos or if they were in a bit of a hurry to finish this so that it could be part of the box set. But not a lot of typos, but there's a couple here and there. And stuff like that. But like I said, an interesting read. This is what I wanted to show first. So put that down here. So now that I've shown that, I'll actually show the box set itself. Now this this is one side of it. This is commissioned artwork. There's Michael standing kind of partially behind a tree, kind of reminiscent of the scene at the beginning of the first film when Laurie is walking away from her house, and then Tommy Doyle catches up with her in the original Halloween. So that's that. This is the back side of the box. Here's the other side. I really dig. I like all the artwork, but this picture in particular on the box, I really enjoy. And then the bottom just has a few websites, company logos, Anchor Bay, Trancas International, Shout Factory, and the Blu-ray and DVD logos. Yes, there's actually a DVD. There's a DVD in here that came in this box set. I'll show that to you in a minute. Here's the top. As you can tell, mine's a little beat up on the top. I've had it for a while. And yes, unless you're super careful with this box set, it is going to get some damage. But anyway, this is the box. And as you can see, each movie has its own case. Now, for those of you familiar with the box set, you'll notice that the cases that came with the box were the original cases are not blue; they're black. They're actually black Blu-ray cases. It really is a nice touch that they did use black cases. Now, I would have kept those, except they're the recycle, the eco cases, which means they're thinner plastic and they have holes cut out in them with the recycling symbol. And like I said, I like the fact that they were black cases. It fit well with the color scheme of the box, must be black. But I don't like eco cases, and for a box set like this, I think that's a detail that they shouldn't have skimped on. Come on, guys, give us some, full-bodied cases that don't have plastic missing, or that's thinner, eco-friendly, because you know that the eco-friendly stuff, that's a trick, because most people are just going to throw those cases out and replace them with non-eco cases. So actually they're contributing to trash by not putting just regular cases in here. Anyway, I'm not going to ramble on about that, but I did replace all the cases in this set. So mine are blue, not black, because these are These are non-eco cases, solid Blu-ray cases. So as you can tell, each movie has its own case, and you'll probably also notice that these are not in order. You know, Halloween 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. I usually keep them in order, but I put these in this order because this is the order in which I rank these films, from the ones I like most to the ones I like least. So I'll go ahead and pull these out. Okay. Put this down here. Okay. So I guess we'll just do it this way. First up is Halloween 4. I'll hold it like that so you can see the special features. Now, the Blu-rays, the Blu-ray of Halloween 4 I sent you, the artwork, this artwork on the case is different on yours, but it is essentially the exact same Blu-ray. See? There was a problem with this set when it first came out. Halloween 4 had some audio video sync issues around the 45 minute mark in the actual film, where the audio and video were out of sync. And so Anchor Bay was notified of this, and there was a massive recall, and people sent in their defective Halloween 4 Blu-rays, and they sent back replacements that had the audio corrected. The problem was fixed, but this was the artwork that they put on the disc itself. Now, it's not that big a deal, but when I show you the artwork that's on the other discs, this scheme, this design of the artwork does not match the design that's on all the other discs. And you'll see what I'm talking about as I go through these. But it's essentially the same exact disc that came with the box set. It just, the flaw with the audio video was fixed, and they put the wrong disc art on the disc, but it's the same disc. So the Blu-ray you got is the standalone Anchor Bay Halloween 4 Blu-ray, and it has exactly the same features as the one in the box set. So this one, I'm talking to Lori in particular. This, you have the exact same disc that's in here. So you're good on Halloween 4. Now, my next, oh, by the way, Halloween 4 is my favorite Halloween. Like I said, these are going to be in order of the ones I like most, the ones I like the least. So my next favorite Halloween is Halloween: The Curse of Michael Myers. Now, I bought this exact Blu-ray from this deluxe edition box set from a seller on eBay before I actually bought the box set myself. I bought this off of eBay. A seller had bought the deluxe edition box set, and they were selling all the discs individually, and I picked up this separately. I bought this first before I ever bought the box set. So I sent you, this is the one that I got with the box set, but the other one I have, which is exactly like this, is the one I sent you. So again, it's loaded with special features. This is my second most favorite, because this was the movie that this franchise should have ended with. This was the perfect bookend to the Halloween franchise. And I'm not talking about the theatrical cut. I can watch the theatrical cut, but I will always be a fan of the producer's cut. There's a lot more scenes with Donald Pleasance that were cut out, because when they did the test screening for this film, the teenagers that were at the test screening and also the director thought that the extra scenes with Donald Pleasance were boring, so they cut them out. Shame on you, because Donald Pleasance is a legend. Very, very disrespectful in my book. And to me, the reason I like these first three films in my list in particular, I love them because Donald Pleasance is in them. So if you think Donald Pleasance is boring, shame on you. I cannot believe that it took them almost 2 decades to release the original version of this film, which is the producer's cut, which has all those extra scenes with Donald Pleasance in them added back in. I cannot believe that it took them almost 2 decades to release that. And what I mean by 2 decades is he literally died before they finished this film. So all those scenes with him, nobody got to see them on an official release for almost 2 decades. So he had been dead for almost 20 years. Almost. Like it's like 19 years, but almost 2 decades. And now we're just now finally getting to see an official release of some of his best work as Dr. Loomis. Anyway, I love this movie. That's why it's at the number 2 spot. Lori, you really need to check out all these. It's actually one documentary that's been split into several parts, but a very interesting documentary. You really need to check out all these special features. I know you like this movie as well. I don't know if you like it as much as I do, but I know you talk about 4, 5, and 6 being your favorites. So I really highly recommend that you check this out. And just like the set that I sent you, it has the theatrical and the producer's cut on separate discs. Now, remember this color or this design scheme that's on these discs. It's mostly black, and it has the original poster art on the discs. So anyway, Halloween 2. That's my second favorite Halloween, but it's Halloween 6. So the next one that I like, this one gets a lot of hate, is Halloween 5. I really like the European feel that this movie has because of the director. I really enjoy the scene where Dr. Loomis ambushes Michael at the end in the Myers house. And the mask, yeah, it's kind of weird in this movie, but I don't hate it as much as other people do. And one of the things I love about this movie is the Myers house. I wish that the Myers house had always looked the way that it looks in this film in all the other films. It's a huge, creepy, gothic, spooky, huge gothic house. It has a basement, it has an attic. I really enjoyed the laundry chute sequence that's in this. If you've seen the movie, you know. And again, just like with Halloween 4 and Halloween 6, this Blu-ray is exactly the same Blu-ray that I sent you. Even though you have the standalone release, the artwork on yours is different, but the special features are the same. So, let me hold that there for a second. Anyway, you have slightly different art on yours, but it's the same exact disc. And again, see it's kind of like the poster, except there's no Daniel Harris on this, but it's very close to the original poster art. See, there's no Daniel Harris on the disc, but Halloween 5 is my third favorite. And at number 4 would be Halloween 2. Yeah, again, the artwork is different, But every special feature that's on here is on the Shout Factory the deluxe collector's edition Shout Factory version that I sent you. The one that has the it looks like someone painted it like Michael with a scalpel, and it's got Loomis and Laurie Strode. That Shout Factory collector's edition. It has exactly the same features that are on here, and furthermore, this has the same discs. See the disc art again. There's the Blu-ray and the DVD I said that was in this set is the television cut. Yeah, of Halloween 2. It's edited. It's exactly the same version that was aired on television. I don't really watch it because it's edited for content and it kind of jumps around all over the place. There's a few extra scenes that aren't in the theatrical, but it's a edited, less bloody version, and I prefer the theatrical. And then you might be wondering, well, what is this? I took the Universal Blu-ray release of Halloween 2, the first Blu-ray release of Halloween 2, and put that disc in here with this because I don't know if you have this release of Halloween 2, but this release right here contains the documentary Terror in the Aisles in HD, which is hosted by Donald Pleasance and what's her name? Nancy Allen. So this disc did not come with this set, but I took it upon myself to put this in a 3-disc case. And since it's Halloween 2, I just put it together in here. So that might be something that you don't have. I think you might have that documentary, but I don't know if you have that version of Halloween 2. But anyway, that documentary, Terror in the Aisles, is not included in even in the deluxe edition box set. So that's one thing from the set that's missing. So I'm a completist, so I had to get that other version of Halloween 2 and put it in here. So at least now I have that documentary in here also. Oh, and by the way, like I mentioned about Halloween 6, all the making of featurettes, all the new stuff that's on there. There's a documentary on here on the Shout Factory Blu-ray, this first one. I know you've seen the documentary but it's called The Nightmare Isn't Over, the making of Halloween 2. That is an exclusive documentary made by Shout Factory specifically for this box set. And it's also on the collector's edition of Halloween 2 that I sent you. So you have all of this. You should, except for the Terror in the Aisles documentary. But you should have everything else that's in there. Then my next favorite is the original Halloween. You should have everything that's in here except they do have it's a 2-disc set, and it's the original. Disc 1 is the 35th anniversary edition. The artwork is different on it, but it's the same exact one that I sent you, the 35th anniversary edition, the one that comes in that little, it looks like a little book, like a hardcover, like a, what do they call it? Like a digipack. It has a little pouch that the disc fits in. I hate that kind of packaging instead of having a hub for the disc. But that edition I sent you has all the features that are on the first disc in here. So now disc 2 looks just like disc 1, except it says disc 2. Disc 2 contains the original. It is the original Anchor Bay release of Halloween. Now you might be asking, why would they put 2 copies of the same movie in here? That's because the original Anchor Bay release of Halloween contains a documentary called Halloween: A Cut Above the Rest. It's like a 90-minute. I might be completely wrong, but I think it's a feature length documentary. It's like 90 minutes or something about the making of the first Halloween. Instead of reauthoring the disc, they just took the two previous editions of Halloween and repackaged them. Essentially, is what they did. But that's why there's two versions of the film in there, because one disc has the 35th anniversary edition has the night she came home. It's a documentary about Jamie Lee Curtis when she goes to a horror convention, and that's on the 35th anniversary edition I sent you. And then the second disc, like I said, is the Anchor Bay release, the original release of Halloween. That has the Halloween: A Cut Above the Rest. That disc you don't have. So what you are missing is from that is the Halloween: A Cut Above the Rest. So you'll have to get the original Anchor Bay release of that if you want to have that documentary in your collection. That's one thing you don't have. My next in the lineup, believe it or not, is Halloween 3. There's no Michael in it. There's no Dr. Loomis. Truthfully, honestly, this movie should have never been released with any association to the Halloween franchise. They tried to... I understand what they were trying to do with it. I really like this movie by itself, but the problem is that they shouldn't have done an anthology, or like a horror, like a Tales from the Crypt horror anthology thing with this franchise from this point, because they already did a sequel with Michael in it, Halloween 2. If they had just done the first Halloween with Michael and then done this with the second movie, then the anthology idea probably would have taken and would have worked. But the problem was they already did a sequel after the first one with Michael, and then all of a sudden they pulled a fast one and didn't have him in this movie. But that being said, I do enjoy this movie by itself, on its own. It's a good, spooky little movie. Now, this contains standalone, a feature-length documentary all about the making of Halloween 3. Again, exclusively made by Shout Factory. Now, the Blu-ray edition of this I sent you is the exact same disc that's in here. So you have all these special features on your edition that I sent you, the separate Shout Factory release. Like I said, the only thing that's different is the cover art and the disc art. I think the disc art might be the same on yours, but you have the same edition. So anyway, there's a documentary on here, standalone, the making of Halloween 3. Check that out. It's actually really interesting. Okay, now we're getting closer to the end of the list. This is really where the franchise really started to go to crap for me. Yeah. Oh, Halloween H2O. I'm not going to hate on this too much. I don't really like this movie. To me, it feels like a Scream movie. It feels like an episode of Dawson's Creek. It's way too tame to be a Halloween film, and a Halloween film should never feel like a Wes Craven Scream film. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the Scream movies. I love the Scream movies. But Scream movies are supposed to feel like Scream movies. Halloween movies are supposed to feel like Halloween movies. Don't cross-pollinate the two. And I understand that the boyfriend was originally one of these, I think it's her. Her boyfriend in the movie was supposed to be like a copycat killer, and you were going to find out at the end that he was actually the one wearing the mask going around killing people. So it really wasn't Michael Myers. It was actually a copycat killer, which I think that would have pissed off some fans because it would have been a lot like Friday the 13th Part 5. So they did away with that idea. But the problem, that's fine. I'm glad they fixed that. But the problem that was created by that was they forgot a certain little detail. Since they decided not to go the route of the boyfriend being the killer, the if you and the fact that this is a direct sequel to Halloween 2. Go watch this movie if you don't, if you're not aware of that. But this movie ignores all the sequels after Part 2. So this is technically supposed to be like Halloween 3, with Michael in it. And the problem with this is they talk about, Josh Hartnett tells his mother, Laurie Strode, in the movie, Michael's dead. You told me yourself you watched him burn, blah, blah, blah. Well, on top of all the problems I have with this movie even has musical score in it that was taken directly from Scream 2. So, I mean, this movie is a freaking mess. But on top of all the crap, there's an even bigger problem I have with it. And it is a massive, gaping plot hole. And people, I don't understand why nobody else on YouTube has ever pointed this out. But they reference that she watched him burn alive, right? At the end of Part 2. You watched him burn, and da-da-da-da, and all this. Well, then, it's supposed to be Michael Myers actually doing the killing in this movie, not the boyfriend, right? So if he's the real Michael Myers, which that's what he's supposed to be, then explain to me this. Why does he not have one single solitary burn scar on his hands? And you can clearly see his face through the mask. There is nothing to even remotely resemble scarring anywhere on his skin, which is visible on his face, or especially on the hands. That is a massive oversight by the people who made this movie. I almost hate this movie. I don't. I mean, it's in the collection. It is part of the franchise, but I skip over this one. On top of everything else, Michael Myers is just a wuss in this movie. He has no umph, and I hate the way the mask looks in this. The hair is all over the place. You can see his eyes. And by the way, that's what made him so scary to me in 4, 5, and Halloween 6. If you go watch those 3 movies, the eye holes of the mask are covered up with black mesh. So you never actually see his eyes, which is scary because watching that as a kid, you don't know what's behind the mask. But in this one, you can see his eyes clear as day. Not in this picture, obviously, but when you watch the movie, it's pathetic. Sorry, but I don't really like this movie. Now, on a positive note, there is a documentary. Called it's just called The Making of Halloween H2O. I think it's called Blood is Thicker Than Water or something. But it's a feature-length documentary, just like the documentaries and the other Shout Factory versions of the other films. This documentary, though, you can only get if you buy the box set. Because I will tell you this, the version of Halloween H2O that I sent to you is the standard Blu-ray, and it doesn't have all these special features on it. You can only get this in the box set. So the documentary that's on here, the version of H2O you got is a different version. So you don't have the special features that are with this. But the documentary is interesting. But I don't like H2O. I never have. Now we'll go to something I hate even more. I can't even say the name. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Come on, Buster Rhymes. This is the problem I have with this movie and the one before it, H2O, is it became like an MTV generation thing, and they did not feel anything like a true Halloween film. I hated the costume in this. I just and the guy who plays Michael, Brad Lorry. He wears black eyeliner on his face. I mean, I call him Emo Myers because that's what he looks like. There's like a close up where he turns around to look at somebody, and you can clearly see he's got black eyeliner on both of his eyes. Um, the reality, TV webcam idea was a cool idea, but the execution of this was just horrible. And I know there's some people that like it. What's up, Steve? But most people that I've come across on social media do not like this movie, and I think I don't know if I sent you a copy of this or not. If whether I did or not, it doesn't matter. You don't have to have this film in the collection. It's really that bad. But you'll notice that there is no making of documentary. All these special features that are on this Blu-ray were just ported over from previous editions, previous releases of this movie. So, I mean, people hate this movie so much that they didn't even bother to do a making of documentary for this. But anyway, I have to mention it because it is part of the franchise. Not my favorite. And I decided to leave the two Rob Zombie movies for last. Not because I don't like them. I just figure Halloween 1 through 8 are the original franchise. The two Rob Zombie films are what I consider the reboot franchise. So I'm going to review these separately. But I will first say that I like the remake of the first one quite a bit. The edition of this I sent to you is exactly the same edition that's in this case. Like I said, artwork is a little different, but or maybe not. But I think your artwork is a little different on disc one, but it's the same. It's got the same special features. It's got some special features on disc one, and disc two contains a 4-hour, I think it's 4-hour documentary all about the making of Rob Zombie's Halloween, called, it's called, where is it? Michael Lives, The Making of Halloween. 4.5-hour documentary. My bad. Not 4 hours, 4.5. But the edition I sent you is exactly the same that's in here. Really good release. And I really enjoy the documentary that comes with it. So that, now the one Halloween, like I said, I'm reviewing these separately. But out of these two, I do not like Halloween 2. I think the first remake, yeah, he demystified Michael Myers. I don't have a problem with that. But he really went off the rails with this one. And I think I sent you a version of this on Blu-ray, and the version you got is exactly the same. Different artwork, but same features. And they didn't really do much in the way of special other new stuff for this release. They just kind of kept all the previous features from all the other releases and ported them over. So I don't have much to say about Halloween 2. I don't like what they did with Dr. Loomis in that one. I just don't like that movie. But that's the order in which I like the films, most favorite to least favorite. And I kind of, like I said, talked about the movies as I went along. Now, the bonus disc I sent you, which I didn't show you, but it's in here. the complete collection bonus disc. This is the part I told you I was going to kind of review the disc for you, let you know what all was on it. Okay, when you pop the disc in and you go to the main menu, this is literally what you're going to see. The first thing that's on the disc, I'm going to go down in order. The first thing you're going to see is the Halloween, the original 1978 Halloween extended cut in high definition, which it's never been released on Blu-ray before until now, until this box set came out back in 2014. That version of Halloween is 1 hour and 41 minutes, roughly 1 hour, 41 minutes and 6 seconds. But I'll just say an hour, 41 minutes. Right under that is a documentary called Halloween Unmasked 2000. That documentary is 27 minutes and 14 seconds. That documentary was originally on this DVD release of Halloween, the 25th anniversary edition DVD. Never on Blu-ray before. It was on here first. But now, with this bonus disc that I gave you, that documentary is included on that bonus disc. Like I said, 27 minutes and 14 seconds. Then you have Halloween 4, the final cut. That was originally on the DivMax special edition DVD of Halloween 4, but it's been ported over to this Blu-ray, the bonus disc. So you have that. And that documentary, this Halloween 4, the final cut, is 16 minutes and 40 seconds. And then this is a brand new featurette. Remember, on Halloween 2, they have the Nightmare Isn't Over, the Shout Factory documentary about the making of Halloween 2. And then they had the Halloween 3 documentary called Stand Alone that Shout Factory made. Well, instead of making the Halloween 4 documentary, the new one, on the Halloween 4 Blu-ray, they put everything that they left out. They repackaged a lot of stuff. And then instead of reauthoring the disc, they took all this stuff and they just put it on a new separate disc, which is what became the bonus disc. But they have the making of Halloween 4, which is made specifically for this box set by Shout Factory. This is brand new. And it's called The Making of Halloween 4, Back to Basics. And that's, like I said, it's a new documentary, 47 minutes and 47 seconds long. So it's a decent length for a documentary. And then after that, they have Inside Halloween 5. That's a special feature that it's not new. It's been ported over from the DivMax special edition of Halloween 5 that was on DVD. They ported that over to this special bonus disc on Blu-ray. And Inside Halloween 5 is 15 minutes and 10 seconds. And then this is a brand new documentary. They made a new documentary for the making of Halloween 4. Well, they made one for Halloween 5 as well, called The Making of Halloween 5, Dead Man's Party. That documentary is 44 minutes and 25 seconds. Again, a good length. And anything and everything you ever wanted to know about Halloween 4 or Halloween 5 is in either one of those two documentaries, the two new ones I just mentioned. Then there's an interview with producer Mustafa Akkad. That's really short. It's only a minute and 17 seconds. I think that was ported over from a previous DVD release. I'm not entirely sure on that. But like I said, it's really short. It's only a minute, 17 seconds. And then there's an interview. This is something new. Interview with makeup effects artist Tom Berman, who did the makeup effects for Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. That's a brand new documentary. However, it's pretty short. It's only 6 minutes. And then here's another really interesting thing. The next thing on the Blu-ray, the bonus disc, is called Har's Hallowed Grounds. This is there's a guy named Sean Clark who has a website. I don't remember the name of his website off the top of my head at the moment, but he did on this website he created where he goes to locations where different horror films have been filmed, and he tours the set and tells you this is where this happened, this is where this scene from this film was filmed at, and this is how they did it, and blah blah blah. Of course, it's in present day, so he's visiting these old movie sets. He's done and that's the name of his show, Har's Hallowed Grounds, and he's done episodes for the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and a bunch of other horror films. But since this is the Halloween box set, they included the Har's Hallowed Grounds tour episodes for Halloween 4, Halloween 5, and the first Halloween. And then there's a special bus tour episode, which was, I don't know if it was previously aired on the internet or not, but the bus tour episode is where he gets with a bunch of fans on a bus and they go and tour all the original film sets for the original 1978 Halloween. It's a really neat episode. That special bus tour episode is kind of short. It's only 11 minutes and 25 seconds. However, the Har's Hallowed Ground episodes for Halloween 4 is 25 minutes and 50 seconds. The episode for Halloween 5 is 24 minutes and 3 seconds. And the episode for the regular episode for the first Halloween is 20 minutes and 39 seconds. And they did do a Har's Hallowed Ground episode for Halloween 6, but that is included in that 2-disc set of Halloween 6 that I sent you. The producer's cut Blu-ray, that's the one that has all the special features on it. That's where you're going to find the Har's Hallowed Ground set tour for Halloween 6 is on the producer's cut Blu-ray, which you have. So anyway, they have these Har's Hallowed Ground episodes, Har's Hallowed Grounds. And then that's the really good stuff. And then they have a few other things on here. TV spots, which are like little mini TV advertisements, like all of them, for Halloween 4, Halloween 5, Rob Zombie's Halloween, and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. They have TV spots for all those movies on that disc. And then they have radio spots for Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Radio spots are like, it's like a TV commercial for advertising a movie, but you hear it on the radio, so there's no video. So those are just audio recordings. But they have those radio spots for Halloween 3. And then they have a Halloween original 1978 Halloween still gallery, which is like a slideshow. You can navigate through the pictures and check it out. And then they have a Halloween 4 still gallery and then a Halloween 5 still gallery. And they have still galleries for Halloween 6, TV spots and radio spots. All the special features for Halloween 6 are on the producer's cut Blu-ray for Halloween 6 in that 2-disc set I sent you. But all this crap, it's not crap, it's good stuff, is on that bonus disc. And that's why I told you what the time length was for these. You'll be entertained for hours. So that's the box set. I mean, it's pretty thorough. Like I said, the only thing that you're really missing is the special features for H2O, because the H2O Blu-ray I sent you is the regular, I think it's the Echo Bridge release. so it's kind of bare bones. And then the Halloween cut above the rest, you'll have to get the original Anchor Bay release of Halloween on Blu-ray to have that documentary. And if you got those, other than that, those two things, you have everything else that's in this box set. Now, there's some stuff that was left out of this box set that maybe they didn't have the rights to, so they couldn't include it in the box set. But like I said, the Terror in the Aisles, the original Universal Blu-ray release of Halloween 2 has the Terror in the Aisles documentary. You saw that in the box. I added that in there myself. And then there's a few other things. I know you've seen this before, but this was not included in the box set. If you're watching this and you're a Halloween fan, there's Halloween 25 Years of Terror. This is a 84-minute documentary about the making of. They talk about the whole Halloween franchise, except this documentary is a little old. I think it came out in 2003, I want to say. Yeah, 2003. So it only covers up to Halloween Resurrection. It doesn't talk about any of the movies after that. Like I said, it's a little old, but this is a really good documentary. If you're a Halloween fan, I'm not just talking to Lori now. Anybody else that watches this, if you have the Halloween box set, the 15-disc set, be sure to pick this up also, because it wasn't included. So there's that. And then the other thing that I highly recommend that people pick up is Halloween: The Inside Story. That's a I think it was on the Bio channel, or it's they do these documentaries about the making of different films. They have one for Jaws, The Inside Story. They have one for Scream, The Inside Story. Well, they made one for Halloween. You can buy it from I think it's from the Biography channel. You can get it through eBay, but it's going to cost you like $30 to $40. It's pretty hard to get your hands on. However, it is on YouTube. Somebody uploaded it. And so if you want to watch that documentary, you can watch it on YouTube. It's very interesting. Check that out. I don't have that documentary, but I have seen it. Like I said, it's on YouTube, and it's interesting. And then let's see here. Make sure I got everything. Okay. Yeah, the one last thing I want to mention that it's not included in the box set is for Rob Zombie's Halloween and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, you're only going to get the unrated versions of these films. However, if you're a completist like I am, and you want the theatrical in the United States, you can only get the theatrical versions of the two Rob Zombie Halloweens on regular DVD. However, if you want to have every single Halloween movie on Blu-ray, you can get the theatrical version of both Halloween and Halloween 2 on Blu-ray. But it's a Canadian double feature Blu-ray released by Alliance. And you can get it for about $10 or $11 on eBay, brand new. So I bought that because I wanted the theatrical versions of these films to put in the box set. And so now I have, it's on one disc, but it's both films, theatrical versions on Blu-ray. So I actually have every single Halloween movie that's currently released on Blu-ray in my box set. My box set's got a few more discs than the 15-disc set because, like I said, I've added some of my own stuff to it. You know, like the old Blu-ray release of Halloween 2 with the Terror in the Isles documentary and a few other things. Um, so I've kind of mixed and matched and made my own custom set. But for the most part, you should have just about everything that's here. And Lori, if you need help tracking down, if there's anything in here that you noticed that you didn't have, and maybe you're having trouble tracking it down, let me know, and I'll help you track it down. Like I said, I'm a Halloween nut and a completist. I know this video went on forever, but I wanted it to be really thorough, and I just want people to know before I close this video. Uh, this box set was a miracle. It literally should not have happened. Never before have two different the reason why this never happened or should have never happened is because different companies own the rights to several different Halloween sequels. I think Anchor Bay owned the rights to Halloween 4 and Halloween 5. And then Echo Bridge owned the rights to Halloween 6 for a while. And then Anchor Bay, I don't know, Shout Factory owned the rights to Halloween 2 and Halloween 3. And I don't remember. I think Echo Bridge owned the rights to H2O and Resurrection. And then Genius Products owned the release rights to Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2. So, like, there's all these different companies, and I might not be exactly correct as to which companies own which sequels. So, if I'm not 100% accurate, forgive me, but case in point is different companies own the rights to different Halloween sequels. There's not one company that owns them all. So the fact that all these different companies came together and allowed all these movies to be released in a box set together for the first time in history, no, that's never happened before. Anchor Bay, Shout Factory, Trancas International, all these companies came together and said, we're going to allow for all these movies to be released together in the same box set because that's what the fans want. And the other thing that made this box set a miracle is that the producer's cut of Halloween 6 almost never got released. It would have vanished. But the fans kept pushing and pushing, and they finally, Dimension Films finally caved, and they gave the rights to that version of Halloween 6, the release rights, over to Shout Factory. So thank you, Dimension, for allowing this box set to happen. Thank you, Shout Factory, Trancas International, Anchor Bay, and any other company involved that I didn't mention. Thank you, because this is the kind of stuff that fans of these movies like. And to any company out there that's thinking about releasing a box set for any series of movies, this is how you do it. You put it in a box, you load it down with as many special features as you can, and you make new stuff to go with it, and documentaries and whatever. And then you give each movie its own artwork and its own case. This is how you do a box set. So I love this box set. Of all the box sets and everything I own, this is my prized chicken out of my entire movie collection. This is the box set that it sits apart from the rest of my movies. It has its own special pedestal because I'm a huge Halloween fan, and this box set is like the holy grail to a true Halloween fan. So anyway, I hope that this rather lengthy rambling on box set review helps somebody. But anyway, and then I ranked the movies in there as well. Anyway, I love this box set, And I just want to say, in closing, Donald Pleasance was the man. He was the glue that made the sequels possible up until he died. I'm not talking about H2O and the movies after that. I'm just talking about the first 6 films, save the third one. Um, Donald Pleasance was the heart and soul of that franchise. And I'm so glad that they finally released the extended cut of Halloween 6 with all those extra scenes that he did added back in, because that was some of his best work as Loomis. And it's a shame that he never lived to see it get released. But at least now the fans can see it in all its HD glory. And Donald Pleasance, like I said, was the heart and soul of that franchise, and he will be forever missed. And there will never be another actor like him, and nobody will ever be able to replace him. I mean, obviously, they'll have to have somebody play Dr. Loomis if they bring his character into, other Halloween sequels in the future. But nobody will ever be able to play that character like Donald Pleasance. And without him, these movies just are not the same. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And in the famous words of a man who is no longer with us, it's time, Michael.